What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Justin Davis with Drone Camps RC, and today I'm pretty happy because I have an iFlight Chimera here in the house. It is a unibody 4-inch long bed original style X frame with around 4 to 5 millimeter bottom plate. It is pretty beastie. It is the thickest of the bunch as far as your bottom plate and your arms go. It's the heaviest out of the bunch, all the ones I've tested. But this one is probably going to be your most durable out of the bunch. So if you're looking for durability, this one is the one you want to buy. If you're going to send it out there and you're going to do some mild freestyle out there, or you're going to take chances and possibly be around harder objects or concrete or things like that, this one is going to survive some serious impacts. And I feel like this one had an okay tune on it. I feel like the tune could probably be a little bit better. But mine came all set up and ready to go. I was pretty happy out of the box. It is running on 4S 850 if you want, or you can run it on that 4SP Li-ion battery, and you can get up to about 28-minute flight time, which is kind of crazy. They did use the higher kV motors on this one out of the bunch. This is 3000 kV on here. These are the 1404s, kind of a classic 4-inch long-range sub 250 gram category motor. So 4 bolts on the bottom. I've got a pretty large TPU standoff off the back of this as well. It has my TBS Crossfire right there, the Immortal T, with my BN 220, I believe 228 off the back. And I was able to get upwards of around 15 to 16 satellites with this. And the nicest thing about flying with this type of quad is that if you've never flown with GPS before, in beta flight it does have to be set up in the CLI. Most of these companies are not doing the CLI setup for you. You have to activate GPS, and my suggestion to you is to go into the failsafe tab and set it to GPS recover when you lose signal, because that will auto level the quad, bring it up to your specified height, and it'll return to home. So if you are out there and you're cruising down the river, you lose signal, it's not going to drop straight in the water. Just make sure that you have that set up and you field test it before you send this. When I say send it, I mean send it out there over your line of sight reference or out there a mile plus. So this quad will be able to do, I'm pretty sure I can get it out 25 to 28 minutes. And you want to do like your lowest cruise throttle that you can find, just to keep the nose up when you're flying long range. A lot of times too, you want to kind of go higher and higher as you go, but that's typically on FPV wings. However, if you're running 700 milliwatt back here, you'll find that it actually has a pretty good penetration. The Vista does very well, and so far in my testing this year, this one is doing quite well compared to the air module. It's been about, I think it's been about a year now since we've actually been testing both of these back to back, and video penetration is great, and I swear I think the receiver failsafe's less on me than the air module. The air module has 2 antennas, this one only has 1, and no onboard DVR, but maybe it's just the architecture. But in all my testing, this one's working really great. So we also have a really nice iFlight controller on here. It is able to power, the ESCs are able to do up to 4S, and we have a TPU mount in the front with a lens protector on the front, which I think is great. We have 2 bolts on the side, each side of the camera. Decent amount of camera protection up front as well, and you can see my TBS Nano receiver in the back here underneath this TPU mount. So very accessible, easy to bind up. You can see the button is right there, so all I had to do is stick my bamboo skewer in there and bind it up to my Tango 2, and I was ready to go. But I like that this one has a nice truck bed on top. We can get a pretty big battery. One thing that I would like to see iFlight do is do the replaceable arm version for you guys. But again, this is going to be the most durable version of this class of long-range sub 250 gram drones out there. I think iFlight has nailed it as far as the durability goes, and it's going to be hard to break this one. But we're gonna fly it now. Let's take it out there and let's do a little flying with it, because I think you're gonna enjoy the flying. This will go places that the 7-inch can't. And to end this video, we'll do a little bit of comparison to some of the other popular ones out there in this same category, so you guys can bring something home from this review and make a decision on which one you decide you want to get. So let's go ahead and do some flying now, guys. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back from the flight test. I have the whole family here. Well, what I would consider the most current choices for a bind and fly long range for your 4-inch sub 250G category. These three are kind of the top picks right now. The Flywoo Explorer LR, it's this little guy right here, the Chimera, and the Baby Croc. And I already have reviews of the Baby Croc and the Explorer LR. If you want to go back and watch those, please do on the channel, because those are pretty awesome reviews. And I felt like this one didn't let me down either. I feel like, again, like if you're a less experienced pilot and you're looking for something that's going to be more durable for your long range experience, your sub 250G experience, then by all means go for the Chimera. And I know you guys are going to be like, hey, which one's your favorite out of these three? And this was one of the first one that I flew in this category. Dave C. FPV nailed it with this design. He has that dead cat front end on here. iFlight decided to go a true X design, which I think they probably should have done a dead cat style frame. And then Gep RC with a Crocodile Baby, they did more of a dead cat style swing out arms in the back, which I do prefer in this category. Even the larger 7-inch quads back here, like the Croc Light, that also has a sort of dead cat style. And this one is a little more forward, so it is very close to being able to see the props in view on those. But you don't want to see props in view on your long range Explorers, especially if you're running, some type of just FPV DVR recording in your goggles. And that's going to be important to guys that don't want to run a camera on top. Now, if you're running a camera on top, it doesn't matter because you won't see the props in view. So one thing to think about there. But let's go ahead and turn on the scale, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get this zeroed out. And one thing I got to tell you too is that the Chimera, the bottom plate is 4mm. I did measure that just so we're straight on that. And now it looks like 181 grams there for the Chimera. And I believe he was the heaviest of the bunch. Now let's do the Crocodile Baby. Coming in at 160. And then the Flywoo Explorer, 167. So Crocodile Baby is winning the weight award in that category. So lightest one out of the bunch would be the Croc Baby. This was the first one that I flew, and I love this one. This one also has an external beeper, which is really needed in flying long range. The Chimera does not have that, but the Gep RC Baby Croc does. It also has one in the back right there. But super important to be flying GPS when you're flying long range as well, because most of the way that these quads are set up, race quads, typically set to drop when you lose connection. And when you fly out beyond the line of visual sight, you definitely want to have GPS on board. Again, which all of these do. So, I leave it up to you guys to decide what you want to do there. Probably my favorite design, again, as far as your purchase goes, probably my favorite design is this frame here. I love this frame, but I also like that they went super light on the Crocodile Baby. And I think, again, this was probably the best tune out of all three of these. And this one, again, if you're not a really experienced pilot, this one is a good one to go for because it is absolutely going to be the most durable. Super easy to work on as well with this 2-up stack. You've got a backseat vista there. Easy access to the USB port, both USB ports. You have two different USB ports on this quad. You have USB-C there for the Vista, and then you have Android style for Betaflight. And you're going to have to register this when you buy this. Each of the new DJI units that I get, I always have to register them. So that only takes about 5 minutes. But hopefully you guys like this review and you're thinking about picking up one of these. Again, like this one wins the durability award, so maybe a few points off for the true X style frame, but I think maybe this one is more of a close to medium range style flying quad for if you want to do some freestyle. This one's going to be probably the best choice for freestyle if you're doing that. For cinema, it would be these two. But these two will still freestyle. But durability is winning on the Chimera. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'm Justin Davis. Hope you like all these different reviews on my channel, and if you do, please do subscribe and help me out on my Patreon. That will be super awesome, guys. Thanks again, and I'm trying to keep the channel going and keep it always moving forward for you guys, and hopefully improving the quality over time as well. I appreciate it. Guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.